What's going on, guys? Welcome back to this episode of G4 Outdoors. Today my father is wanting to show you guys how to tie a, what kind of knot is this?
It's an FG knot.
An FG knot. So I'm going to bring you in close and show you how to do this. I hope you like the scenery behind us. We are at Oak Grove, Oklahoma at Grand Lake. If you haven't seen the series before that, I've got 5 days of fishing out here. You guys are going to have a blast watching those. Otherwise, let's dig into this knot.
All for the love of guitars, girls, green grass, and guns. Yeah.
This is for my friend Debo. I told him that I had a pretty good way of tying it without using your teeth and wrapping around your legs and all the finger tricks you do, making a triangle and all that. And I finally came up with a pretty good way to have tension on your line. I made a loop in my main line, and I bring it down over the handle of the reel, and I turn it where I got some tension here, so that eliminates the main line in your teeth. Then I take this fluorocarbon and there's probably 1.5 foot, and I'll put it down under my leg, under my thigh here. Well, that's tight. Put a little bit more tension on my main line here. Then I start. And you do the normal FG knot. You go over the line, under. But here's another deal I got up off YouTube. Can we see that, Randy? Instead of having everything flying all over the boat in your living room, I got, like I say, I got a loop in the main line. I got it over the handle, and I got just a little bit of tension in the line. As you can see, it ain't much, but enough. And to start, you bring your the normal way of tying the FG knot. But what I picked up on YouTube from a fella, he brings that under and over and he tightens it right then. So I'll go back under and over and do the same thing. I'll bring that fluorocarbon, take it the opposite direction. So right now it's already tight. I'll do a couple more. Up, over, tight. Okay. And we do this for 20 times. The typical FG knot. I used to do 30, but as overkill.
So can you explain exactly what you're under what you're doing there?
I think it's basically a braid. I didn't come up with this knot. I got it from Salt Strong. And that's what occupied my time last winter. So I thought, man, there's got to be a better way to do this. So, like I say, on one YouTuber, he tightened that monofilament up on that braid, like that. So I'm going to go under, over, and with that monofilament, tighten it. See, it's already tightening up. When you're done with your 20 wraps, they say you unhook everything and you tighten it down, pulling on the main line and your fluorocarbon.
Okay, so you're just alternating under, over,
right,
under, over on the left and right side.
Yep. And you do that 20 times.
Just on your leader, not the main line. I mean, the only thing you're playing with is the leader.
Yep.
Okay.
And you're just braiding it around the braid, the main line. So I lost track here, but I'm going to do about another 8 more or so. And then I'll finish it off.
What is the goal number?
20.
20 wraps?
Yeah.
20 braids?
Yep. And as you can tell right now, that's pretty slim. And if I had a magnifying glass to show you, it's a perfect braid. If you didn't do it like this, when you cinch it with the monofilament coming over, it's going to be loose, and that way then you have to tighten it after you're done wrapping your 20. And I'll show you what I'm talking about when I'm done here. And we're pretty close.
Not only that, I imagine if it's loose, it'll be real bumpy and knotty.
Loose, it'll come undone. It'll slip. So I'm going to call that good right there. So as you can see right here, them are pretty even braids on the monofilament braiding around the braid line itself. So what I'm going to do, I figure that's plenty. Like I say, I've flipped several 3-pound bass into the boat, onto the bank, what have you, and this knot has never come undone. Now, this is 14-pound fluorocarbon on 40-pound braid, so that would have a lot to do with it. So what I'm going to do now, I got my FG knot, the amount I want on there, and it ended up the fluorocarbon, the last loop is on the end of the braid, the main line. That's how I end it. So the last loop is right here on this side of my end. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to undo this, take that loop off, that handle. Now I got slack line. Now I'm going to tighten these two. Give you some more fluorocarbon here. I'll tighten these two.
You say you're tightening those. What are you doing? Just pulling it?
See, the way I did it, you really don't have to tighten it. Before, if them loops of the braid around that braided line wasn't the way I did it, okay, tighten it. That's what you're supposed to do on the FG knot.
It pulls it just a little bit in the way, but we got it.
Okay, that's tighter than what have you. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that loop off, or most of it anyway, and do the half hitches.
All right, so that last one you just finished up, you kind of messed up on the half hitches.
Yeah.
So we redid another one, and this one's all smooth. But so now it's all smooth, and you just
need
two
half hitches there.
2 half hitches to close it off and
to lock it.
Lock it.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the main line braid, wrap around my hand. But I'm here to tell you, pull as tight as I possibly can without the line cut me. And that baby's tight. So what I'm going to do now is cut the leader material as close as I possibly can. I wish I had my my clippers, without cutting anything else, like the braid, which would be bad. And guess what I did? I did good. Okay. Backwards. All right. Now what I'm going to do now is put it, got 3 more half hitches in there.
And every single process on this, your line has been tight in every direction, right?
Right. Especially when I'm doing this, starting out the braiding, monofilament on the braid. Now, I would finish it off with a Rizzuto knot, but we're in time constraints here. I'm just going to cut it close, and I would finish it up with a dab of some kind of super glue. Just put a little dab on there at the end of it and rub it with your fingers until your fingers start getting sticky. Back off. Walk away. Right there. I wish I had that under a magnifying glass. You would be in awe. That's it, Debo. That's my knot, man. That one trick over the reel handle. awesome, right? All right.
So guys, I hope this tutorial taught you a little bit. It's very hard to film knots on camera. A lot of people use
BB1 Pro. Buy one.
Big strings to show you how to do it, but to actually do it with small string and get the right picture, it's pretty hard to do. So there's other tutorials out there if this one doesn't suit you just right, but I hope that it does. I hope that we brought you a little bit of information. I got to spend all day with this guy. So anyways, guys, thanks for sticking around G4 Outdoors. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. We are out.
Spent the night in a half the cage. Couldn't wait to get back on stage. Now I'm alright. Woke me up a little appetite for a whole lot of guitars, girls, green grass, and gum.